One of the most important things in soap opera acting is reacting. This does not mean acting again.
Hey, it's me, it's JSB, and today on Acting is Reacting. Well, they've been mentioned a few times on here already, by me, obviously, because I'm the only one here. But now it's time to actually feature them on the channel. Yep, it's me official #1 favourite band, because I am that cool. Marillion. Specifically, we're looking at Brave, their seminal 1994 concept album masterpiece. That is, astonishingly enough, 30 years old this month. And it's also a chance to celebrate last month's 35th anniversary of a certain new singer joining the band in the form of Mr. Steve Hogarth, or as we call him, H, because being known just by a letter, or maybe 3 letters, is what wise and smart people do. Okay, now I'm just going to say this so it's out there. Some people might still, after, let's remind ourselves, 35 years, have a preference for the old singer. Well, that's fair enough, because they are very, very different. And honestly, most people are going to like one or other more than the other one or other. Such is life. But if anybody feels inclined to say that H is rubbish or Marillion died when Fish left, please don't, because the past 35 years have somewhat proven you and your supremely faulty ears wrong. And I don't fancy hearing your bleatings about it. Right. And let me clear that up. All other comments are, of course, very welcome, and don't forget to do the like and subscribe thing too, if you'd be so kind. I mean, what harm can it do to just go and click like? No, just do it now. Don't do it twice, because then you've unliked it, you fool. Some people just can't handle the internet, can they? Right. Okay, so not so long ago, I had the wonderful Sean at Reactions to the Classics run through, I'm going to say the best, but my personal favourite 5-album run of all time, which is Clutching at Straws, through to Afraid of Sunlight. So his full reaction to Brave is up over there, and I'll link to it in the description as well. So, yes, so that's the full album and the original mix. Whereas today I'm going to listen just to the opening trio of tracks, and we will be hearing the Stephen Wilson remix from this lovely wee box thing here. That came out. This one was 2018. Oh, where did JSB go? He's turned into a strange lady. He was there all the time. He was just hiding behind. Occasionally I can be silly. Has anybody noticed that? Silliness aside, Sean also covered the making of the album, his video, which the notes for were mostly written by me, so a bit wordy. So I won't go into that here. I'll assume most of you probably know something about this album anyway, but if you don't, as I said, it's a concept album. We start off with a girl on a bridge, suicidal being the implication, and refusing or simply being unable to say anything, even her name, before we flash back to points throughout her life that have led her to this point in time on the bridge. So the 3 tracks that we'll hear, and they basically all flow together as one, so could be calling this a long song listen along. It's definitely not a random foreplay, because you can't really shuffle an album like this. It just doesn't work. Yeah, so the tracks are Bridge, Living with the Big Lie, and Runaway. Yeah, let's dive into it, so to speak. Now, of course, everybody knows instructions on the album saying to listen loud with the lights off. I've never done that. I always think that I will one day. But today's not going to be the day. We're going to listen to it quietly with the lights on, which is almost as good. Right. Okay. A bit of lapping water to start us off. And there's some nice foghorny stuff. This album reeks of atmosphere from beginning to end. So. The box here has some rather lovely artwork as well. This is bridge. Lyrics such as they are, and all. The Marillion albums take a couple of minutes to get going. A few, actually. It's just building and building. Steering out over the bridge, a million photo flashes from the water down below. Dawnlight bouncing through the mist. Roar of traffic and the crack of police radio. Sometimes H can be a bit hard to make out on a first go. She simply chooses to say. That takes us into Living with the Big Lie. So, literally starting off as a baby.
It all began with the bright light and the noise. The chaos of the senses, and the scream of desire. Touching and being touched, a million loose ends to tie up. The ticking of the clock and the cradle rock.
Anyone who knows the history of Marillion knows this is a marked contrast even from the album that came before. Very much nature's vocal as well. It works for me on this album, but there's some albums, Fear in particular, where he gets a bit too talky mumbly when he has the best voice in the universe. Here it's just right. Get used to it. Whatever he does is better than me. Marillions work on this on the drums. I mean, he's almost the unsung member of this band. Remember how quiet this was a moment ago? How did we get here? Seamlessly, that's how. This really is a headphones album. Or earbuds. Honestly, they worked fine. Or I have cloth ears, perhaps. Pretty lucky.
I was made to feel worthless. The wretched and the mean beat me up like a weapon I can't run away from or find.
I was made to feel worthless. The wretched and the mean beat me up like a weapon I can't run away from or find a way round. We've all been there. Oh, they sure did. Not just one of them either. This section of H singing is how I like him to sound all the time, if I'm honest. Caring, powerful and emotional. It's a performance. And as great as it is on here, 100 times better live? 1,000? Something like that. I'm going to do a sort of slow fade out segue into Runaway in a moment, which is bridged by a bit that, as an actor, I found a little bit cringy on this album, which is the argument. We'll hear it in a second. I might act along if you're very unlucky. Everything. All my friends. Yeah. That wouldn't have been fun to do. I've been there. Just improv something and we'll cut out something and use it. Great. It's all today's work, isn't it? For 10 seconds. Again, moody as hell. And the artwork. There's a lot of songs called Runaway, and I like most of them. From Mark Kelly here. That's who we're really waiting for, if we're honest, isn't it? Stephen Rothery, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of emotion, is there anyone who does it better? I'm going to say no. Did you cry when they dragged you home? I might have done. Well, there we are. That is Bridge living with the Big Lie and Runaway. Effectively, what is now side one of the vinyl of this edition. The original vinyl oddly had another 49 seconds on the first side, which is the first bit of Goodbye to All That, which is otherwise generally considered a 12-minute thing, with lots of bits in it. And the Stephen Wilson remix is very nicely done. It's not that the original mix needed much done to it, to be honest, but it's just a little crisper, a little punchier in certain places. But any version of the album is well worth hearing from start to actual finish. So if you want to know the rest of the story of the girl, it's available on a streaming site of your choice or at all good record retailers, if such things still exist. I think they kind of do now. But yeah, that is brave, celebrating 30 years. I mean, it doesn't make me feel old because I didn't hear it until 2009 or something like that. And then, of course, I saw it when they did the 2013 conventions and played the album in full in Port Zealand and in Wolverhampton. So anyone who was there, we're gig friends. And both of those nights are probably fairly high on my list of best Marillion gigs ever. Certainly the thunderous and lengthy ovation at the end of The Great Escape in Wolverhampton is one of those moments that will live on when I've forgotten what even band it was. I remember that I was standing in this hall with lots of other people, and they were very noisy for a very long time. And the band was standing there looking a bit shocked. Wonder what band that was. They are probably quite good, you know. Yeah, so that's what I'll be like as an old man. It's not far off, if we're honest, so wish me luck. Meanwhile, thank you for joining me here in my younger years, listening to some brilliant music from a brilliant band. Meanwhile, I will see you on the next video when, and indeed, if that ever happens. Bye for now.